Hey everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. Again, quite a few user requests for how do you price accounts? What are they worth when you're trying to sell? When you're looking to buy, how much should you be willing to pay? I've had this request for, a long time. Probably a year. Probably since I started showcasing accounts. I've kind of stayed away from it because I don't want to interfere in prices. I don't want to affect the market. I don't want to, someone puts an account up and people ask me how much should they offer this guy. I never tell them. I just say, well, talk to him and see what he says, or make an offer. If he doesn't like it, raise it. I don't want to interfere that way. I think there's been enough of a sample size now that I think I can kind of discuss what people are looking for when buying. So this will help sellers understand exactly what value they can expect. And you can generally expect 1 to 5% of money you put in to be returned to you in a sale. I'll say this. I heard rumors of an account selling for $15,000. I don't know this to be true or not. I know the highest I've ever heard for a sale that I can pretty much guarantee is this. Most of the really good ones go for between this and this. And then you can get really good ones for this. And you can get a good account for this. If you're not in this value, you generally won't see anything sell for under that until it just drops to like $500 or $100 for an alt. So there is kind of a bottom floor that people are willing to pay. I generally don't show keeps that would go for kind of less than that amount of money. There's lots of factors that go into pricing an account. I'll go over them. Let's go to number one factor. VIP. This is how much money you spent on the game. If you spent $0, don't expect to be getting $2,000. It'd be hard to imagine a keep less than VIP 17 getting much money. And VIP 17 only if you're on continent 4 or 5. If you're continent 3 or less, I don't know if a 17 can get $1,500. It's going to be tough. So if we go here, charts, here are the continents. Continent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The older the continent, so continent 1 or 2, people are going to expect a lot if they're spending $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000. If it's a new continent, you could pick up a VIP 18 and, expect like, hey, I got a big advantage on people. I can earn some of that stuff myself. But if you're on an old continent, like let's say you're server 50, server 5, people are going to be expecting that to be a VIP 20 plus, VIP, you're a 20 billion power, all-star dragons, that sort of stuff. If you don't have that, you're kind of really like a glorified alt. And I always tell people who I don't think have something that people would be interested in, just go to World Chat, ask. That's probably the best price you're going to get. And if I'm telling people that, you're probably looking at $1,500 or less, maybe $500. Anyways, let's get to the factors people care about. Hey, what's your VIP? If you're going to be a VIP 19 to 25, and VIP 25 don't sell too often, they really don't ask me to sell because they can sell their stuff just like that on their own. So VIP is a main factor. Subs, they're not really a factor anymore. People don't really care because Evony's made it so easy to get gold subs now. They just flooded the market. They're not really worth much anymore. You used to be able to sell a gold Japan on my old server for $500. Now, I don't know if you get 100. You'd probably just get like 10 billion resource. So difficult things. When you're playing the game, there's probably some things that are difficult for you to achieve. And there are things that cost a lot of money or take a lot of time. So that's going to be things that people are going to be asking about. They want to know what Civ Treasure you are. If you're going to be Civ Treasure 5 plus, you can probably be looking at minimum $2,500. And that's if everything else sucks. Like, if you got everything else that should be there with a Civ Treasure 5, then you could be looking at 4,000 plus. And when I say things that matter, I mean like good server, good alliance, lots of Civ gear. And I mean top Civ gear, not level 1 Civ gear. Other things that do matter here are going to be in here, glory. People want Wonder 3 done. It's a difficult thing to do unless they're buying into a really good alliance. So if you have Wonder 3, Wonder 3 and some All-Star Dragons, that probably immediately brings you up from $2,000 to like $3,000, depending on the server, of course. This one, Strategy Expert, I just did it. Super difficult to get. Maybe 1 or 2 new people a month get this. And probably some months 0. Very, very difficult thing to achieve. So those are factors. But if you have one of those, you're going to have that. Like, you're not going to find someone who has Strategy Expert and then has no All-Star Dragons. It just doesn't happen. So they're going to have that all. So Strategy Expert would be on top of that. So when you go to Dragons, people immediately want to know how many Dragons do you have. And this is the bare minimum. Thebes, Norway Ridge, and then of course Celtic Fafnir. If you don't got that, you're an alt. Sorry, you're getting nothing. You're getting $500 or less, probably $200 or $100. Now, if you have anything else here, Needhog and All-Star Dragons, you're going to immediately up the value of your keep. Now, All-Star Dragon is better than Needhog. Why? Because Needhog, you're going to find some accounts where people cheated for it. Or they got it just because their alliance was really good and allowed them to hold buildings and get it. But you're not going to find people who have All-Star Dragons and they're not, it's a bad account. And most All-Star Dragon accounts will have Wonder 3. So what else is there that people are looking at? We're going to look at things that cost money. So they want to see this. They want to see collections. They want to see full cake keeps. They want to see all-star keeps. Things that are difficult to get, right? Things you can only get with money. They're going to want to see art treasure. I'm going to say minimum 3. And that's if you're on a newer account. And likely they're going to want level 4. So there's a big, big difference from level 4 to 5. Like, just look at this, 20% difference here. I would say most non-coiners who just log in every day right now are probably very close to level 3. So level 3 would be a bare minimum. Civ equipment, and they want to see full sets. Your keep's going to be approaching $3,000 or more at a minimum. Now, Shalons, this is a big factor when people are buying keeps, okay? So when I ask them, one of the things that I ask people right away, as soon as they say, hey, I'm interested in advertising on your channel, I immediately say, VIP, keep level, how many T15s have you unlocked? What's your power? What's your tech? All-Star Dragons, and do you have a top 16 Shalons team on your server? That means you're going to be good at Battlefield. So if your team is not in, or your server does not have anything in the top 16, and now it's dropped a little bit because I think there's a couple more rounds where Evony lets you play past the first 4 rounds. But basically, if you're not in the top 16, it's going to be very hard to sell your keep, and it's going to cut in half. So you could be like a VIP 22. Amazing keep. But if you're on a very bad server, no one's paying you thousands of dollars for your keep. One thing there's going to be some negative factors too. Pink gems. or anything that would have made your account get in trouble. Like, it's not just pink gems. People have pack loaded in the past and been punished. So if you're on a warning level with Evony, and it's going to be very hard to tell as a buyer, but pink gems made it obvious, right? Because people lost a lot of power. And then if they added the power back after that, just forget about it. It's fine because Evony's given them back. It's kind of forgiven them. But pink gems, if you're looking at an account that has all layers and doesn't have too much up top, it kind of looks funny like that. Pink gems players, they were in the know. So they're probably in a good alliance. They're probably on a good server. So right there is going to bring up the value a little bit as well and put kind of a floor on it. So I hope that helps you in pricing your accounts. Basically, VIP, all-star stuff. Victory column will come with that, so I wouldn't put too much in it. But Civ gear, Civ treasures, art treasures, tech. I didn't talk about tech too much, but that's all going to come with VIP. You know, you really want to have tech. It's so high now. I would say 150 would be the minimum on C3 or older. If you're on C4 or 5, I could see there being some situations where 100 million tech is a very good account. And then how many T15s do you have and which ones? Are Siege or Archer unlocked? Because those are so difficult to unlock. There's such a drag on resources. If those are unlocked, each T15 unlocked, I would say, adds at least another, $300 to $500 on the value of the account. Let me know in the comments, and I'm sure I'm going to hear a lot, because a lot of my viewers, I would say, are medium or lower coiners. And I would say that you're going to be shocked, and you're going to be like, I would not pay that for any of those accounts. And hey, I can't blame you. I would also say you'll never get better value for your money in Evony than buying an account. So people who are spending $200, $300, $400 an event, but never buying an account, you really could upgrade your account if you, just saved that money for a few months and bought one. But anyways, up to you guys what you do with your money. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.